Good morning, guys. How are you? I hope you're all doing really well and having an amazing day. So today, this video is a little different than the others. So I'm not showing you property today, but I am doing a checklist when moving abroad. And I'm going to go through a very comprehensive checklist. So if you want to check it out and stay and watch the whole video, you can. But I will be reading some of it off because otherwise I will forget some stuff. And I don't want to do that. I want to give you all the information, all right? So without further ado, here we go. Number 1, if driving, ensure that you have enough change saved up for tolls throughout Europe. So I would say about 500 euros saved up for tolls, and that's because that's how much I used up. Well, it was £500 at the time, used up when I was travelling from Wales to Murcia. So you need quite a bit of money in tolls, right? You have the few odd tolls that are in between, and then you have one great big long one that seems to go on forever. So number 2, apply for the correct visas and ensure passports and visas are up to date and in date within 6 months at least on your passport. So that is very important because you don't want to be coming from the UK, who's not in the EU anymore, and coming over, getting to the EU, and then them deciding you haven't got 6 months on your passport, so you're not being let in. You know, when you've put everything together and you're all excited and ready to go, you know. Number 3, build up an emergency fund. You never know what you will need money for. Number 4, downsize your stuff as you prepare to move abroad. Now, I know we all downsize and we get rid of all the clutter and that, but for the main, we do tend to, and I've done it myself, I'll give this, the neighbour wants that next door, or Joe down the road wants this, his new drill or whatever, because we won't be using it or whatever. Don't do that. Sell the stuff online, in Marketplace or wherever. Don't leave it till the last minute, sell it, and all that money can go towards your tolls, your hotels on the way over, when you're driving, your lunch and your snacks and everything else, and your emergency fund. It can always also go towards your travel insurance, your driving insurance, everything else. Do you know what I mean? So it's worth keeping on. Not keeping a hold of the stuff because you want to get rid of the stuff, and you don't need to sell it at a really high price or anything, just enough so you got your toll money and everything else. It all helps, you know. So number 5, if moving to Spain, go to the Spanish embassy and apply for your NIE at least 3 to 4 weeks before you travel. Carefully decide what to pack and what you can't pack. So if you're moving to a warmer climate, you need less woolies and vice versa. Now, this may not apply to you if you've already bought a house in Spain, because to buy a property or buy mostly anything in Spain, you need an NIE. Like if you're buying a telly, you're going to need an NIE. If you go to the eco park, you're going to need your NIE. And the same with buying a property, okay? But it's good to have it. 6 is missing. I don't know why 6 is missing. I was going to put something in there and I left it out. So we'll carry on to 7. Review your requirements for tax requirements for your retirement plans. So review your retirement tax requirements and your retirement plans before you make the move, okay? So that is very important. I can't give you advice on that because I don't know anything about it, because I'm not at retirement age. I'm creeping up there, but I'm not quite there yet. So number 8, if all your info is on your mobile phone, write down passwords for your online accounts in case you lose or your phone is stolen. Now, this is a great bit of advice as far as I'm concerned, because you do tend to bring your phone everywhere, as you know, and if you stopping off at a cafe on the way and you leave your phone or you lose it or whatever, and your life is on that phone, you want to be able to get into those accounts just in case. So always have a book with everything written down, all your passwords, all your accounts and everything, you know, just as extra safety, just while you're traveling over, right? So number 9, purchase your travel and medical insurance. So do check your travel insurance is okay in the EU, and check your travel insurance is okay in the EU. Did I say travel insurance twice? Your medical and your travel insurance plus your car insurance, you know. So number 10, set up mail forwarding. So that is very important. Don't forget to set up your mail forwarding. Number 11, sort out your banking at home and abroad. Ensure if closing a UK bank account, it's all closed, including the extra insurance you pay. Now, I got caught out with this because I was paying an extra insurance on my bank account, which was a bank thing at the time. The bank says, oh, do you want, and it was coming from the bank itself. I closed my account down, closed all my direct debits down, and a year later I had my post forwarded to my daughter's house as my address, even though they knew in the bank that we had moved to Spain. Closed everything down, and a year later when we went back, there was a letter saying the bailiffs were coming, and she didn't open my letters, but when I opened it I was quite distraught because they would have gone to my daughter's house, and she's nothing to do with just because the bank didn't do their job at the time. And all it was a small insurance, and it was only for a few pounds every week, but it soon built up over the year, and then they wanted the money back. And then we had a big argument about paying it back, but we ended up having to pay that money even though we hadn't been using the account. So just check everything's done. Slippery little suckers they are. Slippery little suckers. So take photos of your flat. Number 12. Take photos of your flat or your house before you leave. So if you've been renting an apartment or a flat or a house, ensure that you've taken photos inside and out on how you've left the property. That is proof that you've left it in good order and good condition in case there are anything comes back or anything, you know. So number 13, make arrangements for your pet transport if flying. Some people get a dog or pet transporter when the dog is driving over as well. Saves hassle, and some of you bring them with you. So just make sure there's aircon in the pet transporter for the dog, okay? So number 14, research well the area, nearest schools, in brackets, playgroups, etc. Don't end up getting up at stupid o'clock to bring little Ben or Sally to meet the bus at 6 a.m. It defeats the reason you chose to move, okay? So don't think, oh, I'm going to buy this villa, it's absolutely gorgeous, I love this villa, I want to live here and all the rest of it, and then find out the schools are like miles and miles and miles away, and then you have to get up at stupid o'clock to drive Ben or Sally to meet the bus, and you have to get up at 6. It just takes the whole idea of relaxing and chilling in Spain out of it, you know. So number 15, property for the most in Spain are bought part furnished or sold fully furnished. So check when you're buying. Your villa saves you importing and paying unnecessary importing tax. So on that, sometimes you don't need to bring stuff. The house is already furnished or part furnished. Some is not. But I asked the question on this, and as far as I'm aware, that if it's your own personal furniture, you won't get taxed, but if it's old furniture. But if you bought new stuff, you will get some import tax on that. But the only way, I think, how you would prove that, if you've got receipts for all your furniture, because you don't want a bill of 2 or 3 grand for import tax for all your furniture, do you? It's not worth it. You might as well just leave it there, and that 2 or 3 grand that you saved yourself, you could have bought new stuff back in Spain if you don't like the furniture in the villa, you know. So there you go. Number 16, if driving, keep hydrated. Very, very important. And if you've got a dog in the car, dogs need, especially in the heat of the summer, at least 5 litres of water a day. And if you do halfway down through the Spanish coastline or something, decide to get out with the dog needs a bit of an exercise or a poopy, do put your foot on the floor if you're wearing flip-flops and check if that floor is really hot. If it's really hot, it's going to be too hot for the dog to put his pads on as well, especially if he's from the UK, they won't be used to it. So 17, try to learn basic Spanish before you move, like where's the loo, or I'm lost, can you help, or in what direction is. All right, just some basic stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a bit different to my normal, but I will leave the links below for the website of To Let, To Sell, To Buy and their contact number. And if you want to buy me a bottle of water while I'm out videoing these villas on these really hot days, you can do by PayPal. So take care and have an amazing day, guys. Bye bye. See you next time.